Family and friends, please find your places as the ceremony will begin shortly. Before we get started, I would like to take this opportunity to go over a few housekeeping items. Please take a moment to ensure your phones are on silent. Guests, you may take photos if you wish, but please be mindful of those around you. And after the ceremony, we'll gather on the veranda of the Botanical Hotel for lunch and some drinks. Please stand as the bridal party enters the ceremony. Please be seated as we begin this most glorious of occasions. Good afternoon, family, friends and loved ones. Welcome to the beautiful Royal Botanical Gardens where we gather to celebrate the union of Jim and Toula'a. Jim and Toula'a would like to make a special mention to Jim's daughter, Olivia Peters, who has done a power of work organising today's wedding. Organising your own wedding is hard. Organising your father's wedding when his bride is on the other side of the world, now that is testament to the strength of a daughter's relationship with her father. My name is Hugh Forward, and I am an authorised marriage celebrant, privileged to be able to legally wed here in Australia. Here also today is Jim's sister, Nikita Constantine, who will be acting as the official interpreter to translate the legally required elements of the wedding into Greek for Toula'a. I would now like to ask Toula'a's father, George Aegis, to please stand up. George, by simply answering I do you give your blessing for this marriage?
I do.
Thanks, George. Marriage is more than the joining of two people, it is the weaving together of lives, histories and families. For Jim and Toula'a, today is not just about vows and promises. It is about finding their way back to a love that has endured across decades and continents. Theirs is a story of patience, fate, and the unwavering belief that love, when true, always finds its way home. Jim and Toula'a first met in high school in Greece in the mid-1970s where their young romance blossomed. But when Jim's family emigrated to Australia, their lives separated for a period of a few years. It wasn't until after marriage and divorce and an emigration back to Greece that they found their way back together. Now they stand before us, ready to marry, blending not only their lives, but also their families. With 4 adult children and 8 grandchildren between them, their love is enriched by the people they cherish most. Today, we celebrate a love that has withstood time and distance, a love that proves some stories are simply meant to continue. Jim and Toula'a have a love for each other that is steeped in their cultural traditions and history. And in tribute to that love, Toula'a's son Nikos will come forward to perform a reading of E. Cummings' poem, I Carry Your Heart With Me. Thank you, Nikos. Now, Nikita, I need you to repeat these vows in Greek, with monotum in Greek, so that Toula'a may understand. I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law.
I am duly authorised by law to solemnise marriages according to law.
Before you are joined in marriage in my presence, and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter.
Before you are joined in marriage in my presence and in the presence of these witnesses, I am to remind you of the solemn and binding nature of the relationship into which you are now about to enter.
Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life.
Marriage, according to law in Australia, is the union of two people to the exclusion of all others, voluntarily entered into for life.
Jim and Toula'a, you have found each other again after many years apart. Today you stand before your family and friends, ready to join your lives in marriage. Jim, you take Toula'a to be your wife, to love, respect and cherish her through all the days of your life.
I do.
Toula'a, do you take Jim to be your husband, to love, respect and cherish him through all the days of your life?
I do.
With these promises, we move forward to unite you in marriage. Now, Jim, please repeat after me. I call upon the persons here present
I call upon the persons here present
to witness that I, James Stephen Peters,
to witness that I, James Stephen Peters,
take thee, Toula'a Christakos,
take thee, Toula'a Christakos,
to be my lawful wedded wife.
to be my lawful wedded wife.
Toula'a, please repeat after me.
Toula'a, please repeat after me.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, for Toula'a Christakos, take thee, James Stephen Peters, to be my lawful wedded husband.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, for Toula'a Christakos, take thee, James Stephen Peters, to be my lawful wedded husband.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, for Toula'a Christakos, take thee, James Stephen Peters, to be my lawful wedded husband.
I call upon the persons here present to witness that I, for Toula'a Christakos, take thee, James Stephen Peters, to be my lawful wedded husband.
Jim and Toula'a, you have written your own vows in addition to the legally required vows you've just shared. You may now read them to each other. Beautiful. Jim and Toula'a, the rings you're about to exchange symbolize the eternal nature of your marriage. As you pledge your love for one another and place the rings on each other's fingers, you make a promise to fight for that love forever. Toula''s daughter, Eleni, will now present the ring. Jim, please take this ring and place it on Toula''s finger, repeating after me. With this ring I give you my heart.
With this ring I give you my heart.
I promise from this day forward you shall not walk alone.
I promise from this day forward you shall not walk alone.
Toula'a, please take this ring and place it on Jim's finger, repeating after me.
Toula'a, please take this ring and place it on Jim's finger, repeating after me.
With this ring I give you my heart. I promise from this day forward you shall not walk alone.
With this ring I give you my heart. I promise from this day forward you shall not walk alone.
With this ring I give you my heart. I promise from this day forward you shall not walk alone.
With this ring I give you my heart. I promise from this day forward you shall not walk alone.
Jim and Toula'a, you have declared in front of your family and friends that you will live together in marriage. You have made special promises to each other which have been symbolised by a poetry reading, the taking of vows and the giving and receiving of rings. Jim and Toula'a, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Jim, you may kiss the bride. It is time for you to make your way to the signing table to sign the marriage certificates. With John Harvey Jamison and Nikita Yolanda Constantine, please also make their way to the signing table to formally sign as witnesses to the marriage of Jim and Toula'a. I ask all guests to remain where they are as the signing of the marriage certificates is completed. So Toula'a, just sign there for me, and there. And Jim, just that one there, and there. Here you go, Nikita. Just that one there, thank you. And there. And then I'll just give it over to John Harvey Jamison to sign there for me.
Thank you.
And there. That one as well.
Concentrate.
Thank you guys. Let's head back over to the ceremony. Guests, in a short moment you may make your way down to the Botanical Hotel for the reception. It has been a true pleasure to officiate such a memorable and love-filled marriage. On behalf of Jim and Toula'a, thank you all for being here today to celebrate a special occasion with them. Jim and Toula'a, may your love, rekindled across time and distance, shine brightly in this new chapter. May your blended families bring you joy and your bond grow stronger with each day. May your journey together be filled with peace, laughter and enduring love. As Jim and Toula'a lead the way back down the aisle to the wedding song, please cheer them on before you make your way to the reception. To the wonderful people who bear witness here today, I present to you Mr. and Mrs. Stevens.